Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and today I'm bringing you my wrap-up, or looking back on what I was able to accomplish in 2020 and all the goals that I had set back in January of 2020. I had originally set 8 goals and we're going to talk about them and see, did I meet them, did I not, and all of that good stuff. So come along for the ride if you are interested in how I did with my goals for 2020. So the very first goal that I had set for myself back in January was to continue growing my channel. I didn't set a specific number because you never know how that's really going to go, but I just did strive to improve content, to attract, of course, more people to watch videos and that sort of thing. Back at the end, like December, I think it was 2019, again, that was my first year on BookTube, and it was going up and down. It was very odd because it would grow to about 87, then it dropped down to 83, so it was a constant up and down. If you're a creator, you kind of know how that goes. But anyways, so my goal was just simply to continue putting out content and to continue growing my channel. And I am happy to say it has. It's almost, I think, doubled, if not more than that. I'm not a math person. So when I get around 83, 84, my current stats, I think I'm around 167, 168. It's been kind of fluctuating again because I haven't been putting out consistent content. From November and December, that I just got exhausted, got burned out between work, being completely online or a hybrid teaching, online and in person all at the same time. I just got very worn out towards November, and I don't think I put anything out in December of 2020 because I was just completely burned out, and being on the computer constantly, I didn't really want to have the energy or desire to pick up and film, unfortunately. But I will say it has grown, again, up to about 67, 68, but I have a feeling when I put out more videos, it's going to drop down, so I'm not exactly sure why that happens, but that tends to happen, like if I stop putting out content, I grow, and then I put out content, it goes down, and then it'll come back up. It's very odd. I haven't figured out that back end of BookTube yet, but if you have any insights into why that happens, leave me comments down below on that. Because that can be frustrating at times when that does happen. But anyway, so again, that was a goal I did accomplish. Again, I went from like 83, 84 to 168, 167, somewhere around in there. So yes, that's one goal out of 8 that I did manage to achieve. Okay. The second goal I had put myself on was a monthly budget, and unfortunately that did not happen. I was okay at the beginning of the year, and then I got into a book buying binge really badly. I will say that when I put this video out originally for 2020, for my goals, I had one book subscription that I did get rid of because I mentioned there that I was thinking about getting rid of it. I did. And then I incorporated my Thrill Club in its place, which was the horror mystery type of genre. So I still get a total of 4 books, which is a lot more manageable than the other one. I was getting 6+ books in just one box, plus the Bookcase Club, which is another 2. So it was a lot of books coming in per month. And I was just not as into the books that were coming in that other box that I am currently. So, yeah, the book buying budget did not go so well, especially when I started up my Discord group for fantasy. I started buying and buying and buying because I didn't really have fantasy books to read with my group. So, yeah, that spurred my physical TBR to explode again because I was doing a really good job of getting it down. I think I got it down to around 53 books because originally when I started the video, my goals, I thought I only had 21, but when I did my reorganization of all of my books, I had more than 21 books. And I talked about that in some of my videos, so yeah, my book buying budget went out the window very, very fast. So that was one goal I did not reach. My third goal that I had set for myself during 2020 was to read minimum 3 books per month. I originally talked about that I was getting burned out because I was making and creating these huge, for me, huge TBRs that I just couldn't do when I set them up, especially towards the later end of the year. So I limited myself to 3 books minimum to read per month. And I did a pretty good job of doing that. Of course, I read more than that, but I focused in more on just 3 books. So yeah, so I did do that, so I was happy. So far we got 2 goals met, 1 did not, out of my 8. So right now we're doing a really good job on that. So yeah, so again, 3 books per month, just to try to take away some of the anxiety and pressure off myself to make sure I'm reading books. So minimum 3, and that can include physical books, ebooks, ARCs, audiobooks, all of that. Just 3 books, any type of book, but minimum 3. All right, so kind of touched on this earlier. Was the getting my physical TBR down to 10 books. Again, when I originally set that, I thought I only had 21, so I was basically trying to half my TBR in half. I got it down about, like I said, about a third of the way, from like 84-ish or so books down to around 53-ish books. So about, I got a good chunk down. Not quite half, but yeah, then in the, like I said, the book buying binge kind of happened. So yes, I did originally reach it, and then it exploded. So it's kind of half and half on that one. Yeah. So I still have quite a bit, but a lot of the recent purchases, again, are for my Discord groups. I have one now that is going to be a paranormal, romance, urban fantasy books group, and then I still have my fantasy books Discord group as well. So that's a whole nother section, and yeah. But I'm going to work on that this upcoming year as well, so yeah, I didn't reach it. So now we're 2 and 2. 2 I reached, 2 I have not. Sort of. But yeah, so just trying to keep that in check. Again, I don't want these 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 100 books on my shelves. I want to actually read and enjoy the books I have. And I do a pretty good job of, routinely going through, am I still interested in this book or not? And then I can declutter books that I just do not hold my attention anymore. So I'm pretty good about doing that, but getting rid of books is probably my hardest thing to do. All right, so my 5th goal was to read at least 2 tomes, and I completely blew that goal out of the water because I got into fantasy books. The most books I read, they are at least 500 or more. I completed out 17 books that were tomes, that were 500, close to 500 or more pages. Most of them were 500. 2 that I didn't get listed was the 2 that I read from Brandon Sanderson's, which was The Way of Kings. This is over 1,000 pages, as well as Words of Radiance, which is much bigger than Way of Kings, so that put me up to 17. The last ones that I cataloged was number 15, which was Warstorm, which I believe that was the Red Queen series. I believe is what that was. So yeah, a lot of these, I was very happy. I was very shocked that I was able to do that, but I did get into fantasy, and most fantasy are tomes that I have found out here recently. Not all, but quite a bit of them are. So yes, I did blow that one out of the water. So right now our stats are 3 goals completed to 2 that are not. So I'm doing really good. My goal number 6 was to read more from the sci-fi or horror genre. I was really looking more for a mix, like the what was it? Like Pitch Dark And then The Contagion. Both of these were sci-fi horror combinations. Those are a little bit harder for me to find. If you have any good recommendations of how to find more books in that genre, that mix of space and horror together, or have recommendations of books that fall into that, I would definitely appreciate it. But I did get more into excuse me, the horror genre itself with the My Thrill Club subscription box, because I'm not as familiar with that genre. So it surprises me with a lot of different books. Some I've really enjoyed, some are meh, but that's the risk you take when you do get those types of boxes. But I was thrilled that yes, I did meet that goal in a kind of a roundabout way. It was still horror, it wasn't the mix that I was really looking for, but I still did explore the horror genre with that. So yeah, so now I'm up to 4 goals met to 2 that not, so I'm still in the lead, so I'm doing pretty good. My 7th goal for 2020 was to explore the nonfiction genre. This is a genre I do not read typically ever. To me, it's more textbooky, and it's just not something that I enjoy reading, because I read to escape, to go to a different place. And that's more having to think my way through, and like I said, it's more learning. I tried 2 different books. One was on kind of like criminals and serial killers and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's kind of creepy, but that fascinates me, so I thought I would enjoy it. And I was disappointed in a book that I did go out specifically to purchase for this particular goal. And it didn't go into depth. It was a lot of different people, but it was just a glossing over, and it really didn't go into the people themselves. It's just a general glossing over. So I passed that on to a friend who has gotten into that kind of genre, see if she liked it more so than I did. At least it got read and not sit on a bookshelf collecting dust, because I hate that. I hate books just sitting around taking up space if I'm not going to read it and not going to enjoy it. So I did put that one, I did move that one on. The second book that I picked up again specifically for this goal, I think it was something like Soup for the Soul, Cat Edition, something to that effect. And I did read several stories out of it. I think there were like 100 different stories. And I read maybe 5 to 8 of them. They're really short. Again, it's just not something that I particularly enjoy reading. Some of them are very cute little stories. I think one of them was really cute, where the cat, the neighbor's cat had kittens, and then the other neighbor that lives next to him, she had a cat. I think it was a male cat, and he went over and picked one out and brought it home. So she eventually ended up adopting it when it was ready to be homed, because she had to constantly take it back because it was a baby, wasn't not ready yet to go away from its mother yet. So that was a really cute story, and that was probably the one that sticks out the most. So yeah, it's not a particular genre I enjoy reading. I want to continue reading out of that one, and maybe eventually get to where I like at least that type of nonfiction. But we shall see. So I did not reach that goal, so we are 4 and 3. I think we're now, as our stats, 4 and 3. Still ahead and all that. So number 8, my final goal was my Goodreads goal, which was to read 75 books in 2020. And I believe, let me double check so I don't misquote myself, on 2020's final counts. Yes. My goal was 75 books, and I ended up reading 115. So yes, I know in my other goals earlier I said I wanted minimum 3 books to have reached the 115. Of course, I did read more than that, but again, I didn't want to put my pressure on myself to read these huge TBRs. So we talked about that. So I was very ecstatic that I did, in fact, read that much, even with this weird kind of year, because working from home was a new experience. And all of that, and still having time to eke out and do the thing that I love the most, which is reading. And that's why I wanted to take the pressure off, because I don't want to get where I dread reading any books at any point in time. So if I need to take a break from reading, I will do so, which is what happened towards the end of 2020, November and December especially. I just couldn't film because I just was not there. And I don't want to put out videos that I know are not great quality because I'm just not in it. So yeah, but those are my goals. So I ended up, final stats, out of the 8, I did 1, 2, so I reached 5. I made 5 of my goals. That was awesome. And 3 I did not reach, did not obtain for one reason or another. Yeah, so I'm still proud of myself that I did manage to get that done, especially in this weird time and real weird world that we are in. But anyways, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Give me comments down below. Did you set goals for yourself, and were you able to reach any of them, even one? Yeah, let me know down below. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic day, and until my next video, I hope you have a good one. Bye.